Hello. Let's ride. Howdy, cop. Kappa Kung Katiam Nit Noi. Yeah. Got Todd. Up.
เอาเป็นกะเพราหมูสับก็ได้ค่ะไข่ดาวใบหนึ่งเอาราดข้าวเลยนะคะน้ำเปล่าขวดหนึ่งค่ะน้ำแข็ง2ครับ
Hey guys, we're around getting lunch at one of our favourite little places that we go to a couple of times a week. I think we've been here before on a video. Anyway, yeah, not much happening, but I was just going to talk about a couple of things while we have our lunch. What's today? 1st of December, so it's new month, almost the end of the year. Yeah, hang on, we've ordered our dinner and everything, so yeah, I'll just rattle on a bit about some stuff. Anne's working hard on her farm over there. That's Heyday, the farm on your phone, and she's very good at it. Yeah, okay, so first off, we are these visas and stuff, right? I was just going to talk about all the visas and that sort of thing. It is an absolute mess, right? It's just, they change it every couple of days. They have these ridiculous requirements. What's valid one day gets wiped out the next, then they put some other stupid thing on. It really is out of control, yeah? It's maybe settled down just a little bit at the moment, but so they've been bringing in these, like, quarantines are given. Everyone has to go to quarantine. No matter who comes here for what, for any reason, on any visa, you have to do 2 weeks quarantine, right? Base price for that, probably about $1,000. That's the absolute cheapest you can do it for. On top of that, yeah, anything up to $5,000, you know. That covers your 2-week quarantine, all your meals, your tests, all that sort of stuff. So that's a base requirement, right? There's also a base requirement of insurance to cover you for $100,000 US. That's a base requirement for anyone who comes into Thailand, yeah. So that's not so bad if you're coming for a month and you cost you a couple $100, yeah. That's not ridiculous. Now we get to, so to get here you basically get a certificate of entry from your consulate in your country. To qualify for that, you have to say, here's my insurance, here's my booking for the quarantine, here's a couple other things, But then they're adding these ridiculous, all those requirements are probably doable and not such a problem. Yeah, it's a bit of money to spend, and you have to spend 2 weeks of a 1-month holiday in quarantine and stuff. So they're pretty outrageous requests anyway. But then they'll tack some other ridiculous thing on top, like you have to show a bank account in your home country with 500,000 baht in it, like $20,000 in an account at home, and the money has to have been there for 12 months or something. Like, it's just la la land. I know millionaires who don't have that much money just sitting in an account in their home country, yeah? You know, anyone with $20,000, you'd probably put it in the stock exchange, you would probably invest it somewhere, you would do something with it. Like, they have this weird idea that there's these filthy millionaire Westerners who are just hanging out to come to Thailand. Yeah, it's just la la land. So that's one of the requirements. There was the other, they brought in this 9-month visa, right, to bring people here for 9 months. The requirements for that were, 3 million baht in the bank or something. Again, no one's got that money, no one's going to do it, no one wants to pay that. It's just la la land, yeah? But, and the whole time with these visas, right, the normal people that used to come here and spend their money and stay in Thailand, you know, that's Europeans who come for 3 months every year and spend European winter. All your expat retirees that stay here for a year, you know, they're here for 9 months, a year, they live here. They're all the people they don't let back in. They can't get back in, right? So it's just la la land. The people who do spend money in Thailand, they're still not letting them in, right? Okay, in the last couple of weeks, they have taken some of the requirements away. They've changed it to, they no longer want that 500,000 baht in the account. So to get a tourist visa, to come for a normal 60-day stay, you just need insurance and quarantine. Doable, okay? That 9-month visa where they wanted stupid amounts of money and stuff, I think like 3 people and a dog took them up on that, so they've just scrapped that, I think. But yeah, it's frustrating because I know probably 6, 8 guys who are hanging out to come back to Thailand. They own condos, they live, you know, they live here part-time. One's an airline pilot, one's he's a farmer in Australia, that sort of thing. They come here for 3 months, or come here every couple of months for a month or for a couple of months. They're all hanging out to get back, and they can't. It's just, yeah, the laws are just ridiculous. All right, that's rant number 1. I'll just have a break. I'll come back with rant. Okay, that was rant number 1. Rant number 2, I don't really have a second rant. I was just going to talk about a couple more things. I've mentioned in the couple other videos this government stimulus package, right? Because of the COVID and lockdowns and economies and all that, Thai government's done a couple of stimulus packages. Most people with a mortgage can put the mortgage on hold, that sort of thing. That started way back, April or so, and in 3 months blocks, you'd put it on hold for 3 months and, okay, there's still a virus, you can go back to the bank, you put it on hold for another 3 months. There's no great favours. I think they're tacking it onto the end of your mortgage, not, you know, but still, it's helping people keep their houses and that sort of thing. They've done a couple of stimulus packages, right? One of them is this, you go and stay in a hotel and the government pays half. That's been great. That works really well. We've actually still got a credit for that. We've still got a couple of stays in a hotel we can claim. The one they're doing at the moment, which is really good, is this Pasi, it's 50-50. Government pays half your restaurant bill. Yeah, I'll show you the sign. Yeah, so this latest scheme, they give you a couple $100, and it's yeah, it's excellent. So you have a couple $100, you can go walk around, little lady pushing a noodle cart up the street, you know, and it's a couple of dollars for a meal. She's part of the program. You buy your noodles, you pull out your mobile phone, she pulls out her mobile phone, you click, 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 and you pay, you know, might be $1 for whatever she's selling, you pay 50 cents. So we basically, every meal we eat at the moment, Even Anne bought some clothes the other day. It's gradually getting a bigger uptake. And literally little shops like that repair shoes, everything, they're all part of it. And it's a great scheme because it's at ground level, yeah. It's people are, the people who need the money are getting the money. So yeah, it's excellent though. We just, like today's lunch will cost, I don't know, $10, and after the discount it'll cost us $5. So yeah.
But have limit, nah? 1 day.
Yeah, one day you have a limit each day of $15, $20 a day or something for your limit. Yeah, so you can't go and get you know, $800 lobster dinner and the government will pay half of it. Yeah, each day you're limited to about $20 that they'll pay. But, you know, $40 over the course of a day for 3 or 4 meals and something you need at a shop or something. Yeah, it works really well.
Kapow, khai dao.
อร่อย Okay, so we have, I got prawn fried rice, chicken wings, and got, which is khao kapao, khai dao, with pork, minced pork, rice, and egg on top. You get a little soupy thing comes with it. Yeah, so this will run, I don't know, what, about 300 baht maybe, $10, $15, and it will cost us about we'll show you at the end, yeah. Oh, that was really nice. Finished our lunch and we're just relaxing. I was just going to talk about the virus. I don't know if anyone's missed it, but there's been this virus, worldwide pandemic that's swept the globe. Just the general, how it's all panned out in Thailand, and then how that compares to the rest of the world sort of thing. A lot of people don't realise Thailand was the first country outside of China to get COVID. For a while, if you looked at all the graphs and charts and things, in the first couple of weeks of the virus, Thailand was number 2. China was number 1 for infections and outbreaks and deaths and all of this. Thailand was number 2. So from there, they've turned it around to virtually COVID doesn't exist in Thailand as of today, right? There hasn't been an internal case, a homegrown case of COVID, except for one the other day actually, but I'll cover that in a sec. Yeah, so there basically hasn't been a death, an actual even report of someone having COVID, a hospital admission. It must be 3-4 months now, maybe even longer, yeah. The whole time, UK, US is spiralling out of control and it doesn't stop. Yeah, so Thailand's handled it really well, as is, South Korea, Japan, most Asian nations have handled it pretty well. And this, why? Because they've had real shutdowns, 100% shutdowns. China, right? They had 100% shutdown. You went outside, you got shot, right? Just about. Yeah, 100% of the population wore masks. They did that for a month and the virus is gone. All but gone, yeah. Thailand did something similar. We had a proper shutdown. We didn't leave our house for about a month. Or, we walked to the corner with the mask on and all of that sort of thing and bought some groceries and came back. But, yeah, the shopping malls were shut. Everything was shut. It was a proper 100% shutdown, right? And from day one, right, before they were even told to, Thai people wore masks, right? When this first started outbreaking, the first time you're even hearing about COVID, there's a virus going around, and you got up to the shopping mall, there was a table out the front of the shopping mall with hand sanitizer on it. And, people were selling masks, right? For a little while, masks were in short supply, but, as soon as they were in supply and everything, you went 100% of people you saw on your day-to-day outings had a mask on. And this is before they even told people to put a mask on. Yeah. But once they said, right, 100% shutdown, 100% mask use, that's it, you know, people did it. You didn't have these right-wing nut jobs saying, oh, the New World Order's taking away my, you know, this rubbish that the mask wearing is the New World Order takeover or some crap, or, you know, they're infringing on my rights to wear a mask, or all these nut jobs, absolute nut jobs, right? And these are the idiots who've been carrying on with this crap in America for, what, 6 months now. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. It's worse. It's almost up to 2,000 deaths a day now. You know, 250,000 people. They're having outbreak after outbreak. But I'm not wearing a mask because nup, that's the government controlling me. So, yeah, it is frustrating, yeah. It does work. Masks work. Shutdowns work. COVID in Thailand is gone. Yeah. A couple of imported cases now and then. People hop off a plane, they find them in quarantine, they test them in quarantine and they have it. Or there was a case the other day, a lady snuck back in from Burma, which probably literally swam across the river. Yeah, and then she went out and about, went to a nightclub, went to here, went to there, and they found her. Yeah, somehow she got tested or picked up. Yeah, and that was... And she'd actually spread it to a couple of people inside Thailand. But, you know, the contact trace and shut the whole thing down and found out who she'd been in contact with. You know, they're straight into quarantine, the whole thing. You know, and the people cooperate and go into quarantine and don't have a problem with it. Yeah, it's all but been shut down. There's been no more cases from that incident. So, yeah. But then it does get frustrating, you know, you watch Fox News on TV or something, you know, and it's like, they're taking away our constitutional right to be an idiot, you know, like, and you watch those really right-wing nut jobs, and they actually have this theory, right, that this whole COVID was grown in a lab, right, released, Bill Gates has a lot to do with that, and Fauci. Fauci's not a good guy, he's a bad guy. He grew the virus, him and Bill Gates. They grew the virus in a lab, released it to the world so they could instigate the New World Order takeover, which is the Chinese communists, the, you know, pedophile Democrats. It just goes out of control. So, I actually watch a bit of that stuff on TV. I find it quite entertaining, just how far they can push the envelope, how ridiculous their statements get, and... Yeah, but the sad thing is, there's a chunk of the population who believe it. They think it's real, all that stuff. Yeah, but anyway, so it's worked. In Thailand, it's worked. In neighbouring countries, I think it's even like Cambodia and stuff, which is a bit more third worldish sort of country, you know, not as well off as Thailand. I think it's even worked over there. They've controlled the numbers and kept it way down, and yeah, for the same thing, if you go there, I don't think you can travel there. They've shut down incoming flights. I think some level of quarantine. Yeah. Okay, the bills come, so we're just going to run through the price and the savings. So there's the bill. It's 212 baht, so that's about $10. Okay, so the lady has a QR code on her phone and snaps the QR code on her phone, presses yes, a couple of times, a password, etc. And the money goes from Anne's phone to the lady's phone. So it was 200, 212 baht, 106 off. We paid 106. So yeah, it was essentially $10 and we paid $5. So it's cool. And that's happening all over Thailand, right? So the restaurant still gets the same amount of business, or they get more business. The people paying don't have to pay as much. Yeah, so this whole, as I said before, this stimulus package works really well. It's actually the people who need it are getting it. Yeah, we have you have a little old lady pushing a cart up the street here selling vegetables, and she'll be part of this scheme. Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, you buy a kilo of carrots off her or something. Yeah, sorry. Little old lady can be pushing a vegetable cart up the street here, yeah, and you buy a kilo of onions off her. Yeah, and she pulls out her phone, you click, 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 and you do it back. Yeah, it's amazing. Thais are very good at that sort of adoption of technology. They'll embrace technology like that and use it really well. Yeah, stuff you can do on your mobile phone is phenomenal. And there's all sorts of government app for everything on your telephone. You can do this, you can pay your tax, you can yeah, they have a really high adoption rate for that sort of thing. And again, you don't get your crazies going, oh, the government wants to monitor me on not using an app, the government's gonna know where I live, and yeah, none of that crap comes into it. It's just great use of the technology on a really broad scale. Yeah, I think Anne just looked it up. We've got about 1,000 bahts left to spend this month, so that's not bad. That's $50 left. And every time we go out, it costs about $10. So we've got, there you go, 10 more meals out this month. So yeah, it's excellent. So hopefully that's a bit of an update. What did we talk about? I ranted about the stupid visas, covered COVID, and covered the 50% off scheme. Yes. Alright, we'll say goodbye now. We're on the bike, so we're running around. Cars in being fixed, so we're stuck on the motorbike at the moment. So it's yes. And alright, we'll say goodbye.
Bye bye.
We'll get back on the bike and get back home. Alright guys, hopefully that's covered a couple of issues, or at least got them off my chest anyway. Alright, so if there's any questions, give us a yell. Don't forget, subscribe, like, press the bell, do all that stuff. We'll try and actually get this channel to get a bit bigger. Alright, thanks guys. Okay, we're getting some half price. As you can see, these guys are doing the 50-50 thing. So we're getting half price watermelon. So yeah, as you can see, it's these little people by the side of the road are benefiting from this stimulus. It's good. All right.